We are here to study some important topics of the history. And in the series, I would try to explain the beginning of the 20th century. The beginning of 20th century, that is the policy of the British when it was rotating around the aggressive policy of the British to go for the divide and rule. Because of the rising tide of nationalism, you'll find that the growing intensity of the Indian national movement, corresponding to that, the British had a very strong policy to break the solidarity of Indian national movement, and thereby the policy of divide and rule that had started aggressively in order to break the solidarity of Indian national movement. So Lord Curzon was the greatest exponent of this policy, and he had lots of experiment in order to increase the British control over India, and at the same time to play the policy called policy of divide and rule. 1899 to 1905, his tenure as a viceroy. And then we see he had a policy called policy of consolidation in order to increase the colonial control over India. The various experiments he made, and subsequently the policy of divide and rule. So out of the many policies that he played, of course, Hindu-Muslim divide was the better card for him, because this collective nationalism was the biggest base of the Indian national movement. So Lord Curzon, he wanted to break the solidarity of Indian national movement by infusing the seeds of communalism. So in order to go for the policy of divide and rule, you can see that he wanted to go for partition of Bengal. We will try to understand what was his intention behind and how that partition of Bengal would infuse the communal sentiments in India. At the same time, the Curzon was also very much worried because of the rising mass base of Indian National Congress. The Congress had already moved ahead from the realm of the politics of drawing room to the politics of mass connectivity. So the lakhs of the membership of the Congress had already reached. And in this sense, the Congress was serving as a plank for the nationalist consciousness. And this is the reason why Curzon wanted to subside Indian National Congress also. So he had a notorious design to implement this, and at the same time policy of consolidation. So let us have a quick look about his policy of consolidation, that like he passed Calcutta Corporation Act. Calcutta Corporation Act, in which the nominated member in the corporation was increased, and thereby the government would have better control over the activities of corporation, and thereby the local politics of the Bengal would be under the watch, under the control of the government. So already the British was taking effort to go for administrative decentralization, but the Curzon wanted to increase the governmental control over all the democratic institution, which was in the phase of evolution. Then secondly, during his time, Indian Universities Act was passed, 1904. So Indian Universities Act, that the Senate was created. The Senate will appoint the lecturer, professor, administrator of the college, and the decision of Senate will be as per the approval of the government. So government will have a veto power on the decision of Senate. So with the help of Senate, or by the means of Senate, Curzon wanted to have better control about the functioning of the universities, so that the universities will not turn out to be a great place for the nationalist movement, because once the student will get inside the national movement, that would be a difficult for the British to maintain a proper hold over the Indian subcontinent or the colonial control over India. So therefore, this Senate was created, and likewise we have the Official Secret Act, and there were severe degree of punishment was allocated to this. So lots of positioning he was making in order to make the good control over the activities of India. But Curzon was more known for his policy, what I said, that is the policy of divide and rule. And Hindu-Muslim divide was on his card. And at the same time, partition of Bengal, and the second nefarious design was the subsidence of Indian National Congress. Look at the partition of Bengal. Curzon was trying to play the card of the Muslim consciousness, that what he said regarding the partition of Bengal and by creating a province which is a Muslim majority province. Curzon said that since the days of Prophet Muhammad, Muslims are fighting for their own homeland, and it is the biggest responsibility of the British to provide them. What kind of the exalted calculation and miscalculation he was making in order to address the Muslim community, so that Muslim community would drift and will turn out to be pro-Britishers, as British was turning out to be great sympathizers for them. So partition of Bengal. So look at, and regarding the subsidence of Indian National Congress, you know that this is the time when the extremist politics had become very popular, and there were moderate faction in the Congress and there were extremist faction in the Congress, and both the factions were locking the horns on certain issues. There were differential mass base of the moderate and extremist. Their methods and technique also vary. The objective was also somehow different. So therefore, although they were the members of Indian National Congress, but at the same time, there were various degree of differentiation between them. So Curzon, citing that differences between moderate and extremist, he had made a blunt prophecy in 1900 itself. 1900, Curzon said, 1900 AD, Curzon said that Congress is tottering to its fall after seeing the differences between moderate and extremist. He said that Congress is tottering to its fall, and one of the biggest ambition of my life is to give it peaceful demise. So what type of planning he had, that was very much reflected, manifested on various occasions. And therefore, the policy of divide and rule was quite clear. And obviously, the rising tendency of nationalism was very much observing the entire episode of the Curzon. So the way that he was pushing the policy of divide and rule, that much aggressive reaction came from the Indian nationalism also. And therefore, the momentum of Indian national movement had increased. Okay, so let's talk about the partition of Bengal. Look at partition of Bengal, as I told you, that it was a very evil design of Lord Curzon. In fact, Bengal was nerve center of nationalism. All the ideologies of national movement, whether it was moderate, whether it was extremist or revolutionary, all were coming out from Bengal and thereby spread it to different parts of India. So better word we can use here, that Bengal was the nerve center of nationalism. Nerve center of nationalism. Okay, so Curzon wanted to create something, a very much local problems in Bengal, so that the people will get involved in the local problems and the feeling of nationalism will get subsided, and that will be diversion of the attention of the feeling of nationalism. Okay, so Curzon wanted to divide Bengal in two parts. The eastern part, you can say here, it was a Muslim majority area and the Hindu minority. And here, Hindu majority, religious majority, and the Muslim minority. Of course, the minority consciousness would be greatly utilized by the Britishers in order to create the rift between Hindus and Muslims. Linguistically also, you can say the religious context, that is creation of a Muslim majority East Bengal, and then linguistic context, you can say that in West Bengal, there would be a dominance of the Hindi and the Uriya speaking people, because this Bengal constitutes about the Bihar also, Orissa also, and of course the West Bengal of today, roughly you can see. So therefore linguistic consciousness will also become that Bengali will become minority to this side. So entire panorama of the Bengal would get changed. That minority consciousness, it would be easy a victim for the British plan of divide and rule. So by provoking the communalism, Curzon will go for social divide in Bengal. Social divide in Bengal, okay, in the form of communalism. Communalism. At the same time, that you can see the Bengal had a jute-based economy. Most of the Muslims in Bengal were jute cultivator, and Hindus were having the processing facility called jute mill, and therefore they were jute processor. You know, that is the reason what we say sabka saath sabka vikas, and there is no saath, there will be no vikas. So obviously the development was unified fact, and unity between the Hindus and Muslims will pave the way for jute-based economic system. But once there will be a high degree of communalism at regular interval, then coordination will get affected, and that will create the problem which is called economic crisis in Bengal, right? So therefore, whenever there is a no social harmony, there will be obvious reaction in the form of the economic crisis. So the socio-economic crisis in Bengal will develop, and that will come in the form of local problems. That will come in the form of local problems. So local problem, there will be so much intense problem at the local level because of the partition, that the feeling of nationalism would get subsided, or the attention from the national consciousness would become a very local in nature. So Curzon was in all the ways had a program that this will create a scenario for the British in which the rising tide of the national movement will be divided. Meanwhile, we can say that this design of Curzon was very much vindicated when there was a conversation between Risley and Curzon. Risley was more blunt in explaining the things. Risley, he was a home secretary in, there was a conversation between Risley and Curzon. It was said that the Bengal united is a power. Look at the statement. Bengal united is a power, and Bengal divided will pull Bengal in several different ways. Listen the sentence very carefully. The conversation between the Home Secretary Risley and then Curzon, that Bengal united is a power and Bengal divided will pull Bengal in several different ways. So the plan and design of the British was very much vindicated with this statement, that what was the real intention of the British behind the partition of Bengal. Okay, but officially Curzon said that Bengal is a large state, and therefore there is no proper administrative manageability. So in order to have a better control, better administrative manageability, we need to divide Bengal. So administrative region was cited as a real reason officially by the Curzon that lead to the partition of Bengal. If this is the region, nationalists did not lose time to understand that what was the real intention. If this is in region behind the partition of Bengal, because of its large size, there is no proper administrative management, then why didn't British have decided to go for division of Bombay, division of Madras with a much bigger in size? So therefore, it was definitely not there. The intention was very clear. That was the conversation between Risley and the Curzon, that Bengal united is a power and Bengal divided will pull Bengal in several different ways. This is the statement which make the things very clear. Anyway, Curzon had announced the partition 16th October 1905. partition plan was announced. And as expected, there was a boomerang effect, as in various parts of Bengal, there was anti-partition movement. Okay. And particularly Rabindranath Tagore, he was leading the anti-partition movement there in Bengal. And Rabindranath Tagore, he organized Raksha Bandhan Divas. The Raksha Bandhan Divas, that is tying knot of unbreakable bond of unity between Hindus and Muslims, that no swords of the colonial power would cut that. And that is expressive fact from the Rabindranath Tagore to celebrate the Raksha Bandhan Divas. To Hindus will tie knot on the Muslims, Muslim will tie knot on Hindus, to express the rare degree of solidarity. And that is a challenge to the mighty British colonial sword to break the unity. And at the same time, Rabindranath Tagore, he composed a cultural song of Bengal, Amar Sonar Bangla, My Bengal is Gold. And that became a regular singing among the Bengalis that days. And you can see that Bande Mataram was also sung. So many occasions were created to create the flying past at various level in order to express the solidarity of the Bengalis. However, the Indian National Congress was very much keenly watching this situation, that how design of the Curzon was being enforced in Bengal. And the extremist section of Indian National Congress were very critical, and they were more critical about the policies of moderates. In fact, you can see the extremist section of Indian National Congress accused moderate, because of the appeasement policy of the moderate, because of the subservient character of the moderate politics, that British got encouragement to the label that British had decided to go for partition of Bengal. So such daring was made just because the continuous support by the moderate as claimed by extremist. So extremist politics became very, very aggressive. Meanwhile, the British had unexpected result because of the anti-partition movement, when anti-partition movement was also clubbed with Swadeshi movement. Although Swadeshi movement was a cultural movement, but very soon when the anti-partition movement was clubbed with Swadeshi movement, that resulted in boycott of British goods. And there was a good participation of women in this boycott movement. Fine. And therefore, the bonfire of the British cloth had started. So it was a rare degree of opposition, what I said that Curzon never expected. And in fact, Indian National Congress, I told you that extremist section of Indian National Congress wanted to make this issue as a national issue. So in 1905, Banaras session, the extremists wanted to make a Swadeshi movement on the national platform. And the pressure was so high on the moderate that comparatively the weak arrangement was made, but extremists got the power to carry forward the movement at all India level. This Swadeshi movement or the boycott movement was extended to different parts of India. In southern India, P. Chidambaram Pillai, he was very active in southern India. P. Chidambaram Pillai was very active in carrying forward the boycott movement. Then Tilak, he became very active in Pune. In Maharashtra, he was very active in proceeding the boycott movement. Lala Lajpat Rai, he was very active in pushing the Swadeshi movement in Punjab region. Raja Khan was very much active in Delhi. So therefore, this movement had turned out to be All India movement. In fact, most worried person on earth at this time was Lord Curzon, because never in the history the prophecy of any philosopher had been contradicted so vehemently as it had contradicted in the case of Curzon. He was dreaming and smiling about the outcome of the partition of Bengal, but as we have seen that it was a boomerang effect, that nationalism, rather than getting subsided, it had suits up, and this anti-partition movement had become all India movement. And you can understand the issues, local issue of Bengal was addressed by Bengali, Marathi, Telugu, Tamil. Then you can imagine that how beautifully these nationalist sentiments had suits up. Meanwhile, Curzon-Kitchener controversy, which is a separate issue, we will see. So Curzon-Kitchener controversy led to the resignation of Lord Curzon. Lord Curzon resigned. In fact, Kitchener was appointed as a member of the Viceroy's Executive Council, and there was an issue that whether the member of the Viceroy's Executive Council, that is the military commander, is within the supervisory or the purview of the Viceroy, or would work independently. In fact, home government was in favor of Kitchener, and therefore the Curzon resigned. This is a separate issue we will discuss, but here, because of the Curzon-Kitchener controversy, Curzon had to resign, and the new Viceroy came, Lord Minto. If we compare the personality of Curzon and Minto, Curzon was a very good orator, but as far as effectivity of his work was absolutely zero, negative. But Lord Minto, he was a very, very silent actor. And therefore, all the dreams that was designed, that was created by Curzon, in practicality, it was implemented by Lord Minto. Lots of institutionalized fact about the divide and rule politics was played by Lord Minto. Anyway, in 1911, Lord Hardinge, he was the Viceroy at that time. And then the British king came to India. He was George V. So British king came, therefore a grand ceremony called Delhi Darbar was organized. Delhi Darbar was organized. So in Delhi Darbar, that time you can imagine in 1911, 5 lakh people were there to see George V. In India, you can understand the visuals of monarchy is always considered as divine, and that monarchy coming from England. So it was a big scene to watch. The Raja Nawab in well-decorated manner came to India to see the George V, the well-receiving fact, and then huge crowd, George V. So George V in Delhi Darbar had made 3 announcements. The first announcement was that annulment of the partition of Bengal. No partition of Bengal. He had decided to take the partition of Bengal initiative back. And Bihar was separated from Bengal. Bihar and Orissa, in fact, Orissa was separated from Bihar, and Bihar was separated from Bengal. And third point, the capital of India shifted from Calcutta to Delhi. Calcutta to Delhi. So therefore, after the announcement made by George V, the partition of Bengal had become over. The anti-partition movement had ended. So therefore, the Curzon's policy of divide and rule, definitely it was to subside the rising tide of nationalism, but at the same time, the reaction came in such a serious ways that formally you can see there is a period when the Curzon had virtually lost control and nationalism shoots up. So the conclusive sentence is that, a beautiful sentence that can be asked in explanation, examination also, that the tools and mechanism used by British to exercise control over India, whatever the ways the British was trying to exercise control over India, similar tools and mechanism used by Indians to overthrow British rule from India. Okay, and that tools and mechanism was, among the so many tools and mechanisms, the partition of Bengal was one of the fact that why nationalism started getting momentum and national movement speed up and shoots up. So on the issue of partition of Bengal, there may be some important questions that can be asked, and you can see some previous year's question paper also. So look at the previous year question paper. So here on your screen, this question was last year, that you can see that in 2009 it was asked that in the context of the Indian freedom struggle, the 16th October 1905 is well known for which of the following regions, right? So the formal proclamation of the Swadeshi movement, the partition of Bengal took effect, the Dadabhai Naoroji declared that the goal of Indian National Congress was Swaraj, Lokmanya Tilak started Swadeshi movement in Pune. So all these things had happened in 1905, 1906 itself. All the events that you can see here, 1905 and 1906 itself, very much associated with the partition of Bengal, right? But at the same time, you can see that is a formal thing here, that Swadeshi movement, here the partition of Bengal took effect. This is the answer that you can look at if there are only one answer to tick. Then second question that was asked in 2014, and this question, the partition of Bengal made by Lord Curzon in 1905 lasted until, this is the answer, the King George V abrogated Curzon's Act at the Royal Darbar in Delhi, 1911. Okay, no other answer you can read that had matching with the demand of the question. So you are in the right position to solve the. Then there is a question on mains also, last year only. They evaluate the policies of Lord Curzon and their long-term implications on the national movement. Obviously, I told you that how the nationalist consciousness had become more organized, dealing with the fact that intensity of the extremist politics had intensified. The revolutionary activities had also surfaced, and at the same time, the nationalists got a broader mass base. So this way you can solve the question. So here on the issue of the partition of Bengal, what I said, that the Curzon also had a very evil design, but every evil that comes out in the favor of Indian national movement, because all the activities of the British governors and the viceroy was easily understood by the Indian political conscious masses and at the same time nationalist leaders. So those were considered as the moderate, they also drifted towards the strong contention with the British, and that led to the rise of intense age of Indian national movement.